Welcome, everybody. I'd just like to introduce Anne Andrews to you again. Anne and I have done some chats on from her ebook called What's Next 2012. And Anne is going to talk to you today about the scare that we've had this week, from about the idea of the end of the world again. So, Anne, what can you share with us about not the end of the world?
Yes, I wanted to talk about not the end of the world, because this silly man, for want of a better word, Harold Camping, has caused a bit of mayhem around the world, telling people that the world was going to end and some were going to be raptured and the rest of us were going to get left behind. And it was all so much rubbish, and it's the second time he's done it. And I can remember in my lifetime, and I'm no spring chicken any longer. I can remember when I was about 13, there was one of these end of the world things going to happen. And I remember at 13 how seriously we all took that. And it was almost like mass hysteria of what we were doing to ourselves around this end of the world. I think I smoked a packet of cigarettes. I was just starting to smoke around the back of the bike sheds at the time, and I decided that if I was going to go, I was going to go with a cigarette in my mouth. So I actually smoked about 20 cigarettes as we watched the countdown, and guess what? I'm still here, and now I've got chest infections. So,
and I had a few drinks the other night too. We thought we'd better have a glass of wine just in case.
Just in case. And yet deep in your heart, you know it's rubbish. So I just want to talk about the last few coffee chats that Janice and I have done. We've talked about the book that 29 successful entrepreneurs have put together with our thoughts for what's next, 2011 and 2012. And of course, partway through that is this next supposed doom and gloom date, which is, I think it's the 21st of December, 2011, something like that. And the story is that the Mayan calendar ends on that particular day. But what's even more fascinating is that the Hindu calendar, which was started around the same time as the Mayan calendar and ends around the same time as the Mayan calendar, and yet those two civilizations had never met.
Wow.
Had never spoken, had no link, had no communication. They didn't have cell phones, didn't have the internet. Yet these two civilizations had started a calendar which lasted about 5,000 years, an incredible amount of time, and ended pretty much the same time. So now we've just got rid of Mr. Harold Camping. The doom and gloom people are now going to cash in on this, and they are cashing in on it, rest assured on that. They're going to cash in now on the end of the world via the Mayan calendar. So I just want to direct you to this book, What's Next, which if you go to my website, www.thecorporatetoolbox.com, you can download this book for absolutely free, What's Next? The 29 Successful Entrepreneurs giving you their predictions. The very last chapter in the book is exactly dedicated to the Mayan calendar on what this particular entrepreneur, and I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce his name. I've had a few guys at it and made a terrible mess of it, so I won't even attempt to embarrass myself. But go to the website, download the book, rush to the very last chapter, and you'll find this wonderful, wonderful man who lives in South America, who has written about his thoughts for what he believes is going to happen after the supposed end of the Mayan calendar. And I actually think we are getting some signs. When you think about all the crashing of the financial markets, the tsunamis and goodness knows what else that are happening.
Tornadoes.
We've had our earthquake in New Zealand, and Australia's had their cyclones and their floods, and the northern hemisphere was under 50 feet of snow, and
America's just had another tornado
America's having all these tornadoes. It's almost like nature is kind of giving us a bit of a wake-up call to say, whoa, you've got to start looking after me. You've got to start planning for a future. There is a future. Rest assured, the world is not going to end. But I think the world as we've previously known it is kind of coming to an end. Where the rich get rich at the expense of the poor, where people are starving and yet other people are worth billions. I mean, I've just heard that the first 5 employee billionaires have just happened. It's a Swiss company.
Wow.
What employee is worth 5 billion? Is worth $1 billion a year? I just find that ludicrous. When there's so much unhappiness and starvation in the world, so that's my belief. And you know what? I could be wrong. My belief is we are getting a wake-up call. We are being asked to take this beautiful planet seriously. We have got to start to look after it. We can't keep raping and pillaging it. We can't keep plundering the seas and expecting fish to rejuvenate. That's our food, you know. So please hear what I'm saying. It is not the end of the world. I believe it's the end of the greed that we've had over the last 2,000 years. So that's my prediction. But please go and download the book.
Absolutely, it's fabulous. Oh, and read my page too.
And read Janice's page.
Chapter 12. I can't remember.
Absolutely, read all about it. And please give us feedback. You know, if you have any concerns or questions or whatever, email us. My email is ann@thecorporatetoolbox.com. Email me and give me your feedback. But do not tap into these horrible people who are really cashing in on your fears.
And absolutely, and I totally endorse what Anne is saying, and I believe it's about all of us rising above this and going in deep inside within ourselves and finding what we can do to make the world a better place, you know, what we can do to help other people, what we can do on the planet, and really you know, tapping into our inner guidance so that we can be a star in our own life and a star helping other people. And so there's some fabulous information on that ebook, including mine and Anne's and the last chapter. So go in there and have a read, and for sure email Anne, make sure you get a copy and share it with friends as well.
Good.
Thank you.
Bye.